You're being played right now, and you don't even see it. The world is divided into two categories: thinkers who shape reality and pawns who accept the reality handed to them. Which side are you on? You walk through life believing intelligence is fixed. You think smart people are born, not made. That genius is genetic destiny. Here's the truth: nobody wants to admit intelligence isn't a single trait. It's a hierarchy, a brutal ladder of perception, manipulation, and strategic execution. Machiavelli understood this 5 centuries ago. He watched empires rise and fall based on one variable: the cognitive sophistication of their leaders. Not how much they knew, how they thought, how they moved, how they weaponized information while others drowned in it. Right now, you're operating at a specific level, a specific rung on this intelligence hierarchy, and the people above you, they can see your patterns. They predict your moves. They position you exactly where they need you. You think you're making choices, you're executing their strategy. That ends today. Intelligence isn't IQ. It's not memorization or academic performance. Real intelligence is strategic architecture. It's the ability to read complex systems, identify leverage points, and execute with surgical precision. What you call weakness is strategic incompetence, and strategic incompetence gets you exploited. In the next 15 minutes, you'll learn the 10 levels of intelligence that separate masters from victims. You'll discover exactly where you sit on this hierarchy. More importantly, you'll learn how to climb it. Level 1. The reactive animal. The stimulus response machine. Level 1 operates on pure stimulus response. No filter, no analysis, no strategic delay. Something happens, they react. Someone pushes, they push back. Someone praises, they trust. This is precognitive intelligence. This is the prey animal freezing in headlights. Machiavelli called these people the vulgar, not as an insult, but as a tactical assessment. They live entirely in their limbic system. Fear controls them. Pleasure controls them. Their reactions are so predictable you can script them. The psychology. This is what psychologists call external locus of control. Life happens to them. They believe in luck, fate, and circumstances. They say things like, "I had no choice," or "that's just how I am." They've surrendered agency without realizing agency exists. How? Their exploited marketers trigger fear, they buy. Politicians trigger outrage, they vote. Manipulators trigger guilt, they comply. Level 1 intelligence is a remote control waiting for someone to press buttons. You see this everywhere. The person who explodes in anger when criticized, the friend who makes the same relationship mistakes for 20 years, the employee who never questions authority. Pure reaction. Zero strategy, the pattern. Here's the diagnostic. Do you make the same mistakes repeatedly? Do strong emotions hijack your behavior? Do you justify reactions with, "they made me feel"? That's level 1. Machiavelli's warning: men are so simple and so subject to present necessities that he who seeks to deceive will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived. Escape tactics. Insert a 3-second delay before responding to anything. 3 seconds. That's the gap between stimulus and response, where strategy lives. Ask yourself, what outcome do I want from this moment? Not what do you feel. What do you want? Count to 3 right now. Feel that space. That's where intelligence begins. But level 1 can't see what's coming in level 2. The pattern recognizers are watching. The awakening level 2 starts noticing. They see repetition. They recognize that situations rhyme. This again, they think. I've been here before. This is the first glimpse of meta-awareness, the beginning of cognitive distance from raw experience. They start cataloging cause and effect. When I do X, Y happens. When she says this, she means that. They're building a mental database. But here's the limitation: they're still reactive. They observe patterns after they occur. They're historians, not strategists. The psychology. This is what Piaget called concrete operational thinking. They understand relationships, they grasp consequences, but only in hindsight, only after the damage is done. They say things like, "I should have seen that coming," or "now I know better." The trap level 2 makes them feel intelligent. They're learning from mistakes. They're growing. And that false sense of progress keeps them trapped. because pattern recognition without predictive power is just expensive regret. You know someone at level 2, the person who always says, "I knew that would happen," after it happens. The friend who explains their failures perfectly, but makes them anyway. The individual who understands their self-sabotage intellectually but can't stop it. The mechanism. Ask yourself this: can you predict your own behavior under stress? Do you know exactly which buttons trigger you and when someone's pressing them? If you only recognize manipulation after you've already complied, you're at level 2. Machiavelli observed, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." Advancement protocol: start predicting 1 hour ahead. Just 1 hour. If I say this in the meeting, what will they respond with? If I text this, how will they interpret it? Build your predictive engine. Write down predictions. Check accuracy. Adjust models. This is pattern recognition becoming forward deployed. But level 3 is where it gets dangerous, because that's where most people get stuck forever. The illusion of control. Level 3 believes they've arrived. They can predict situations. They develop life rules and personal strategies. They read self-help books and implement frameworks. They feel sophisticated. They're wrong. Level 3 operates tactically, not strategically. They optimize for battles, not wars. They win arguments but destroy relationships. They achieve short-term goals while building long-term vulnerabilities. They're playing checkers while others play chess. The psychology. This is what's called local optimization without global vision. They solve the problem in front of them. They miss the larger game. They say things like, "I handled that perfectly," while the real consequences develop in shadows. The Fox and the Hedgehog. Isaiah Berlin divided thinkers into foxes and hedgehogs. Hedgehogs know one big thing. Foxes know many things. Level 3 is the hedgehog. They have their approach, their method, their principles, and they apply them everywhere, regardless of context. Machiavelli was a fox. He understood context is everything. What works in Florence fails in Rome. What works in wartime fails in peace. Level 3, rigidity creates predictability, and predictability creates vulnerability. The diagnostic: do you have strong opinions about the right way to do things? Do you feel frustrated when others don't get it? Do you apply the same strategies to different people and wonder why results vary? That's level 3. You're the person who learned assertiveness and now confronts everything, or learned stoicism and now suppresses everything, or learned persuasion and now manipulates everything. One tool, every problem. Machiavelli's razor: a prince must imitate the fox and the lion, for the lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. Breaking through. Develop contextual intelligence. Ask, what game is actually being played here? Not what game do you want to play? What game do you want to play? What game is actually happening? Study the board, not your pieces. Practice strategic flexibility. Use different approaches with different people. Be water, not stone. But here's what you need to understand. Levels 1-3 are all reactive. They respond to reality. Level 4 is where you start creating it. Stay with me. Level 4, the Strategy Archit. The shift. Level 4 stops reacting to the game. They start designing the game. They don't ask, how do I respond to this situation? They ask, how do I respond to this situation? They ask, how do I create situations that favor my strengths? This is the leap from tactics to strategy. They understand something profound. Reality is negotiable. Not facts, but framing. Not events, but interpretation. They realize most people accept the frame they're given. Level 4 builds frames. The psychology. This is what Robert Cialdini calls persuasion. Shaping the context before the decision. Planting premises before the argument. They're not more persuasive in the moment. They control what questions get asked. The Frome Game Watch, a master politician. They don't answer the question asked. They reframe the question to one they want to answer. Watch a master negotiator. They don't argue their price is fair. They change what fair means. Level 4 understands. Whoever controls the frame controls the outcome. Whoever sets the terms wins before the game begins. Here's the test. Are you creating conversations or responding to them? Are you setting agendas or reacting to others' agendas? Are you building environments that naturally favor your objectives? The power move. Machiavelli designed entire political structures, not just policies structures, systems that made certain outcomes inevitable. That's level 4 thinking. Design the system and individual decisions become irrelevant. Machiavelli's blueprint. Whoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times. Implementation. Start controlling contexts. Simple version. Schedule important conversations at times when you're sharp and they're tired. Choose locations that favor your psychology. Set agendas before meetings. Establish premises before debates. Advanced version. Build reputation systems where your desired behaviors are rewarded automatically. Create social structures where your strengths are valued and your weaknesses are irrelevant. You're not manipulating people, you're architecting environments. There's a difference. But level 5 is where it gets truly dark, because that's where you learn to operate in shadows. Level 5. The information asymmetrist. 8, 30, 10, 7, 10, 15s. The knowledge weapon. Level 5 masters information asymmetry. They know things others don't. More importantly, they know what others know, and what others don't know, they don't know. This creates devastating strategic advantage. They operate on 3 levels simultaneously: what they reveal, what they conceal, and what they allow others to believe they've discovered. Each layer serves strategic purpose. The psychology. This is what game theorists call information advantage. Poker players live here. Intelligence operatives live here. Every negotiation, every interaction, every relationship contains information gradients. Level 5 sees them, exploits them, creates them deliberately. The 3 types of knowledge knowns, information everyone has. Useless for advantage. Known unknowns, gaps people know exist, creates leverage for whoever fills them. Unknown unknowns, blind spots people don't know they have. The kill zone. Machiavelli spent his career identifying unknown unknowns in political rivals, the assumptions they didn't know they were making, the threats they couldn't see coming, the opportunities invisible to their framework. The surgical question. Ask yourself, what do you know that would change someone's behavior if they knew it? What they believe that isn't true? What are they not even thinking to ask about? Now the darker question, what do others know about you that you're not aware of? What signals are you broadcasting unconsciously? What patterns are you revealing? Level 5 intelligence is defensive and offensive. Protect your information, harvest theirs. The Machiavellian principle, direct quote, everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. Manage appearances strategically, control narrative, reveal only what serves you. Let others believe they understand you while remaining fundamentally unknown. Tactical applications. Create deliberate information reveals. Accidentally, let someone discover information you want them to have. They'll trust it more because they feel they uncovered it. Build intelligence networks. Have people who report patterns to you. See around corners. Anticipate moves before they're made. Guard your strategic thinking. Never explain your full reasoning. Let them see the tactic, never the strategy. But here's the brutal truth. Level 5 makes you effective. Level 6 makes you dangerous. Level 6, the P psychological engineer. Beyond information, level 6 doesn't just manage information. They manage psychology, beliefs, identities, self-concepts. They understand something terrifying. People are not rational. People are rationalizing. Give them the conclusion, they'll construct the logic. This is what Edward Bernays called the engineering of consent. This is what cult leaders understand. This is what advertising agencies weaponize. And most people never realize it's happening. The psychology cognitive dissonance is the weapon. Humans cannot tolerate inconsistency between belief and behavior. Level 6 creates calculated dissonance, then offers resolution that serves their agenda. The identity hack. They don't tell you what to do, they tell you who you are. You're the kind of person who values integrity. Now, any behavior inconsistent with integrity creates internal pain. You'll police yourself. Watch a master manager. They don't give orders, they give identity. You're my best analyst. Now you'll work overtime to prove it true. No command necessary. You're enforcing their agenda on yourself. Machiavelli understood this deeply. He didn't argue for his policies. He crafted an identity, virtue. The quality of effective leaders. Make people want to embody that identity. They'll adopt your methods automatically. The mechanism. Here's how it works. Attach desired behavior to positive identity. Attach undesired behavior to negative identity. Let their ego do the rest. Smart people question authority. Now questioning feels intelligent. Weak people need validation. Now seeking approval feels shameful. They're not giving commands, they're installing operating systems. The dark mirror. Ask yourself this uncomfortable question. What identities have been installed in you? What do you do because it aligns with who you are? Who decided who you are? Machiavelli's warning. Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel. Deployment protocols study what people identify as, not what they believe, what they are. I'm a straight shooter. I'm a creative. I'm loyal. These are attack surfaces. Craft messages that make your desired outcome consistent with their identity. Someone with your integrity would. Given your creativity, your loyalty means, let them convince themselves. But level 7 is where the true separation occurs, because that's where you stop playing in the visible world entirely. Level 7, the systems operator, 12-13-45. Invisible architecture level 7 stops working on people. They work on systems. They understand that human behavior is downstream of incentive structures. Change the incentives, behavior changes automatically. No persuasion required. They see what others can't, the invisible rules governing all interactions. Status hierarchies, reward systems, social contracts, unspoken agreements. These systems run automatically. Most people never notice them. Level 7 redesigns them. The psychology. This is what James C. Scott called seeing like a state. Understanding social physics. Recognizing that culture, norms, and behaviors emerge from underlying structures. Change the structure. Everything downstream changes. The incentive architecture. Machiavelli didn't try to make people good. He designed systems where self-interest aligned with state interest. He made selfishness serve collective goals. That's genius. Modern example, companies don't motivate employees with speeches. They design compensation structures. Humans optimize for what's measured and rewarded. Change what you measure, behavior changes. You see this in families. The child who gets attention for misbehavior will misbehave, not because they're bad, because the system rewards it. Change the system, behavior corrects automatically. The diagnostic, can you see the incentive structures in your relationships? What behaviors are you accidentally rewarding? What systems are you embedded in that shape your choices invisibly? Here's the advanced question. Can you design systems where people's selfish choices serve your goals? Where their natural behavior creates your desired outcome? The Machiavellian system core principle, if an injury has to be done to a man, it should be so severe that his vengeance need not be feared. This isn't about cruelty, it's about systematic thinking. Half measures create enemies. Total solutions create stability. Design complete systems, not partial fixes. Implementation strategy. Map the systems you're in. What gets rewarded, what gets punished, what's measured, what's ignored. These are the levers of reality. Now, design your own systems. In your team, what behaviors do you reward with attention? In your family, what patterns do you unconsciously reinforce? In yourself, what do you measure that drives behavior? Install better systems. Watch behavior correct without conscious effort. But level 8 is where it becomes art, because that's where you operate through others entirely. Invisible authorship, level 8 never appears in the story. They work entirely through proxies. Others execute. Others take credit. Others take blame. They remain invisible, untouchable, and utterly in control. This is what strategists call deniable architecture. This is how intelligence agencies operate. This is how empires are actually run. The visible leaders are rarely the actual power. The psychology attribution bias is the weapon. Humans attribute outcomes to visible actors. The person giving the speech, the face on the deal, the name on the door. Level 8 understands visibility is vulnerability, invisibility is invincibility. The ghost operator Machiavelli served as a second chancellor, not the prince, the advisor. The invisible architect of Florentine strategy. When policies succeeded, princes took credit. When they failed, princes took blame. Machiavelli studied power from the shadows. That position gave him something precious, perspective without consequence. He could design strategies without political exposure. He could experiment without personal risk. Modern version, the strategist who never becomes CEO, the writer who builds others' brands. The advisor who shapes policy from behind closed doors. They have power without target on their back. The question, who influences your thinking? Who plants ideas that you believe you generated? Who shapes your environment so subtly you think you're choosing freely? Now flip it. Can you influence without being seen as influencer? Can you guide outcomes while letting others feel autonomous? Can you win without anyone knowing you played? The dark art Machiavelli's method, the first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler, is to look at the men he has around him. He understood leaders are judged by advisors, but advisors control what leaders think. Install the right voices in someone's inner circle. You control their mind. Deployment. Become the trusted advisor, not the decision maker. The person who presents options, who frames choices, who helps them think through it. They decide. You designed what they're deciding between. Build networks where your ideas spread person to person, never originating from you, always appearing to emerge organically. Consensus that you manufactured. Create situations where others volunteer to execute your agenda. They think it's their idea. Maybe it is now. Does it matter? But level 9 is where morality becomes truly complex, because that's where you accept the darkness completely. Music, darker, more intense. Level 9, the amoral calculator, beyond good and evil. Level 9 abandons moral framing entirely, not because they're evil, because they recognize morality as a tool, not a truth, as a frame that controls behavior, not an objective reality. This is the most difficult level psychologically, and the most powerful strategically. They operate in pure consequentialism. Not, is this right, but does this work? Not, what should I do, but what outcome am I creating? They've integrated what Carl Jung called the shadow, the capacity for ruthlessness that civilized society makes you repress. The psychology moral reasoning is expensive cognitive overhead. It limits options. It creates predictability. It makes you exploitable. Level 9 removes those shackles. Every tool is available. Every strategy is on the table. The Machiavellian core. This is Machiavellian's core. This is Machiavelli's actual philosophy. Not evil, amoral, results-focused, outcome-oriented. The prince wasn't a guide to cruelty. It was a manual for effectiveness. Do what works. Results justify methods. The quote, "Everyone misunderstands. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." Not a preference for cruelty, a strategic calculation. In contexts where both aren't possible, fear provides more predictable control. That's not darkness, that's clarity. The uncomfortable truth. Every moral system serves someone's interests. Every ethical framework advantages certain players. Honesty is the best policy. Benefits people with information advantage. Turn the other cheek benefits oppressors. Loyalty benefits leaders. Level 9 sees through moral propaganda. They recognize ethics as inherited code, not discovered truth. They choose consciously which rules to follow and which to break. based on one variable: strategic utility. The integration. Ask yourself, what would you do if you knew you wouldn't be caught? What strategies have you rejected, not because they wouldn't work, but because they feel wrong? That discomfort is installed code. Examine it. Now, the harder question: what exploitation are you accepting because resisting feels immoral? What boundaries are you failing to set because enforcement seems unkind? The dark permission, Machiavelli's liberation: where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. You're allowed to prioritize yourself. You're allowed to be strategic. You're allowed to win. The moral framework that says otherwise was installed by people who benefit from your compliance. Operating protocol. Make decisions based on outcomes, not feelings. Evaluate strategies by effectiveness, not comfort. Use moral language strategically when it serves you. Abandon it when it doesn't. This doesn't mean needless cruelty. Gratuitous harm is strategically stupid. It creates enemies. But it means removing self-imposed limitations that serve others' agendas. But all of this, levels 1 through 9, is still operating in the system. Level 10 is where you transcend the game entirely. This is the final level, and it changes everything. Level 10, the transcendent verdict beyond the game. Level 10 sees something everyone else misses. The game itself is a choice. The rules are consensual hallucination. The board is constructed reality, and all of it is optional. They don't play the game better. They choose which games to play. They don't win within systems. They build new systems. They don't seek power within hierarchies. They create parallel structures where they're architect. The psychology, this is what Abraham Maslow called self-actualization, but he only understood it partially. This is what Nietzsche meant by beyond good and evil. This is what mystics call non-attachment, but applied strategically instead of spiritually. The paradox: level 10 has mastered every previous level. They can operate at any altitude. They can play any game. But they choose not to. Not from weakness, from abundance. They realize winning a game you didn't choose is still losing. Becoming king of a prison is still imprisonment. True power is illegibility, operating outside frameworks others can perceive. Machiavelli glimpsed this. Late in life, after torture and exile, he wrote differently. Less about tactics, more about virtue in the classical sense. Virtue not as effectiveness, but as excellence beyond system. The freedom they're not trying to dominate social hierarchies. They're indifferent to them. They're not trying to accumulate status. They don't recognize its authority. They're not playing the visibility game, the wealth game, the power game. They've achieved something rare: genuine sovereignty. Internal locus of identity. Self-derived meaning. Strategic action from desire, not compensation. The diagnostic: here's the test. If every external metric disappeared, money, status, others' opinions, social proof, would your actions change? If yes, you're still in the game. If no, you might be touching level 10. Can you walk away from winning? Can you ignore opportunities others would kill for? Can you be strategically invisible when visibility would benefit you? That's the paradox. Peak power looks like indifference. The final principle. Machiavelli's last wisdom. He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. But here's what he learned. The greatest command is over yourself. The ultimate strategy is choosing the war. The final intelligence is knowing which games not to play. The transcendent move, level 10, builds their own games, where they define winning, where their nature is advantage, not liability, where the rules reflect their values, not inherited code. They're not hermits. They engage with the world, but on their terms, in their time, for their reasons. They operate with full strategic capacity, but without attachment to outcome. They play seriously but hold loosely. This is the rarest intelligence, the strategic mind that's transcended strategy itself. Where you stand, you've just walked through 10 levels of cognitive sophistication, from reactive animal to transcendent architect, from stimulus response machine to reality designer. Here's what you need to understand: this isn't theoretical. You're operating at a specific level right now. In this moment, in your relationships, your career, your life. and people above your level can see you completely, while you can barely perceive them. The transformation promise master this hierarchy, and you gain something precious: leverage over your environment, over your relationships, over your own mind. You stop being moved by the world and start moving it. You stop reacting to reality and start creating it. You stop accepting frames and start building them. You stop playing by rules and start writing them. This is Machiavellian intelligence, not cruelty; clarity, not evil; effectiveness, not manipulation; mastery, the cost of inaction. But here's what happens if you don't level up. You stay exactly where you are. Level 1, reacting to triggers. Level 3, repeating tactics that worked once. Level 5, thinking you're strategic while higher levels design your environment. And every day you wait, the gap widens. The strategists above you learn more, build more, design more complex systems, while you stay trapped in their architecture, believing you're free. Someone is engineering your psychology right now. Someone is profiting from your predictability. Someone is using your own choices against you because you're playing their game, on their board, by their rules. The strategic question: ask yourself this. 5 years from now, do you want to be the thinker or the pawn, the architect or the inhabitant, the player or the piece? Because that's what this is actually about. Not intelligence as measurement, intelligence as weapon, as tool, as path to sovereignty, the subscription. Move. If this framework gave you even one moment of clarity, hit subscribe. Because this channel exists for one reason: to build thinkers, not pawns; to create strategists, not victims. Every video is cognitive weaponry. Every analysis is advantage. The people already subscribed are climbing these levels. They're building strategic capacity. They're becoming illegible to manipulation. You can join them, or you can stay where you are. Your move. The final challenge. Here's your assignment. Read this sentence and then close your eyes for 10 seconds. Which level am I operating at right now? And what's one move from the next level up? Do it now. 10 seconds. Find your answer. The people who just did that exercise are coachable, strategic, willing to examine themselves ruthlessly. The people who skipped it are still level 1-3, still uncomfortable with introspection, still reactive. Which one were you? The comment engagement. Here's how you'll know you understood this. Write this exact phrase in the comments. I choose the game, not I win the game. That's still trapped, not I play the game well. That's still trapped, not I play the game well. That's still within the frame. I chose the game. That's level 10 consciousness. Write it below. Claim it. Own it. That statement is a commitment, a declaration, a line drawn between your old thinking and your new operation. And here's what happens next. You'll start seeing these levels everywhere. In your manager, in your partner, in yourself. You'll catch yourself operating at level 2 and consciously shift to level 4. You'll see someone trying level 5 moves on you and smile because now you see the game. This framework is a lens. Once you look through it, you can't unsee. Reality becomes strategic terrain. Every interaction becomes a game of levels. Every conversation reveals altitude, the path forward. This is just the beginning. The next video breaks down specific tactics for each level. The video after that covers counter strategies when someone operates above you. The entire channel is a ladder. Climb it. Because Machiavelli understood something 500 years ago that's still true, the world is ruled by those who understand power. Not those who wish it were different. Not those who complain about unfairness. Those who see clearly and act decisively. You can be one of them. Or you can be ruled by them. Thinkers or pawns, architects or inhabitants, players or pawns, tautitects or tointibitants, players or pieces. Choose now.